tamang break nila.
Road Safety, an infomercial by Andre Carlos, Ina Cruz, Dale De La Cruz, Miguel Bustos, and Daniel Cabahug.
MMDA, also known as Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, is an agency of the Republic of the Philippines that ensures road safety. They set out rules and regulations for the public because they value our safety on the road. But what exactly is road safety? These are certain tips that will help you when you are on the road.
It is important to stay focused while driving, as your acceleration might be the cause for injury for both the pedestrians around and you and your passengers. Observe proper signs around your chosen route. Wear seatbelts and drive at the prescribed speed. Don't text and drive. Crossing the road, it is important to be able to hear ambient noise such as cars honking and traffic lights changing for your safety. Always cross at proper crossings. Look left and right when crossing the road, especially on pedestrian lanes. Make sure you wear your safety gear, such as elbow pads and knee pads and a helmet, when out riding your bike.
Chubby Bunny Push-Ups. There will be a bowl of marshmallows on the ground and you have to do the Chubby Bunny challenge while doing the push-ups. Stand on position. Every pull in the ground, you get one marshmallow and repeat the process. The player loses by overconsumption of marshmallows or gives out from exhaustion. Laws of physics. In law of inertia, the person is at rest or in standing position until told to start the challenge. In law of acceleration, in the challenge, the greater the mass of the person, the harder the pusher can do the push-up, thus having a difficult time doing the challenge. In law of interaction, the body exerts force by doing push-ups on the ground. Football kicks. The player must first stay in his or her position while the ball is in front of him or her. The first player must kick the ball to the wall. The ball should bounce back from the wall and then the second player must kick it next. Repeat until everyone has finished. In laws of physics, in law of inertia, the ball will remain at rest until the player will kick the ball. In law of acceleration, the greater force applied to the ball, the greater the acceleration of the ball towards the wall. In law of interaction, the ball will exert force to the wall, thus making the ball bounce back.
The law of interaction activity we've prepared is called the Law of Interaction Challenge. The materials needed are none other than the venue that the activity is supposed to take place and the partner. This activity clearly and literally demonstrates how for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, and the association of the concepts of the law of acceleration in Newton's third law. First, the Performers are to pair up and stand on opposite sides, and they are encouraged to first stretch before getting into the ready position, which is in a semi-lunge and arms outstretched stiffly in front of them. After this, they are simply to run cautiously to each other with their outstretched hands until they both collide. If the pairing consists of members with very different masses, the collision is supposed to set back the partner with a lesser mass, and if the pairing consists of partners with more or less the same mass, they are only to be set back slightly. This basically explains the law of interaction and its connection to the law of acceleration, which states that the lesser mass, the more acceleration, and the more mass, the less acceleration. A collision is an interaction between two objects that have made contact, usually with each other. As in any interaction, a collision results in a force being applied to the two colliding objects. Newton's laws of motion explain such collisions, particularly the third law of motion, which is the law of interaction. The law of interaction states that in every interaction, there is a pair of forces acting on the two interacting objects. The size of the force on the first object equals the size of the force on the second object. The direction of the force on the first object is opposite to the direction of the force of the second object. Therefore, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Forces always come in pairs, two bodies that do not cancel out, equal and opposite action-reaction force pairs. According to Newton's third law, the forces on the two objects are equal in magnitude. While the forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, the accelerations of the objects are not necessarily equal in magnitude. Therefore, in accord with Newton's second law of motion, which is the law of acceleration, the acceleration of an object is dependent upon both force and mass. Thus, if the colliding objects have unequal mass, they will have unequal accelerations as a result of the contact force that results during collision. Bigger mass, less acceleration, and smaller mass, the more acceleration.